Hi folks, JP here from the podcast. Just to let you all know that the podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business. Alex is on Facebook and Instagram, and you can hit him up through the WhatsApp for any bookings on 07845 746 092. And also folks, the podcast has taken on a new partner, and we're partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. If you want any jerseys or if you've got any memorabilia sitting around you want framed or anything looked after that way, contact John Mullaney, and you can get him at johnmullaney0971@gmail.com, or contact him on his mobile 07835 072 582. And here at the Unrestricted View, we hope you're all enjoying the content, and if you are, please like and subscribe. It's free to do so, and also share amongst your Celtic family as well. Hail, hail from all of us. Yes, and good evening and welcome back along to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's myself, JP, and joining me this fine Monday evening for the Monday Huddle is my very fellow men, and as we call ourselves, a team now. First of all, it's the Bumblebee man. I'm assuming he's buzzing to be back on tonight. It's Mr. Alan Stirling. Good evening, mate. How are you? And I hope you're well. Hope you had a lovely weekend. It's nice to see you smiling. That must mean one thing and one thing only. Celtic won and won comprehensively.
They did indeed. Very well. Nice weekend. Hope you guys are well. Everyone that's watching's well. Very, very comprehensive victory. Probably the most complete performance we've seen this season over a 90-minute period.
Yep.
There was obviously we'll get into it, but there was a few kind of standout performances we've seen over the game. Onwards and upwards, and looking forward to a wee bit of fun next weekend as well.
Yeah, nice. Good evening, Ryan. Hope you're well, mate. It's good to see you. Hope you had a lovely weekend, mate. I know you were at the game on Saturday. Did you enjoy it?
Aye, like you says, mate, the performance was brilliant. If you go to football or watch football and you don't enjoy that performance, then you'll never enjoy football, JP. But a good weekend, obviously. The weather's been okay as well, so the weather's starting to pick up, mate. It's getting warmer in Glasgow as well. It's getting really warmer as the season goes to the close. So looking forward to the rest of the season, mate. It's going to be interesting the weekend, like Alan says. I know Brendan Rodgers is shall we say, shackled a few feathers.
Rattled a few cages.
He's ruffled a few feathers at the weekend. But listen, we all know what he's done, and everybody else has took it to the extreme. So we'll just let him think by anything like that. But no, mate, the weekend was really good. Good performance, like Alan says. Certain individuals stepped up to the plate, but overall as a team, it's like we've been critical of them maybe been good for 45 minutes or 60 minutes, and then kind of put them down a wee bit. And I know it's not impossible, but it's no it's not very often you see a team for 90 minutes been at it. There will be parts of games where you do go down a wee bit in your performance, but for 90 minutes it was really, really good. Hearts did come at us the first 10, 15 minutes, but we battled through the game, mate, and like Alan said, a very comprehensive victory in the end. And I look forward to chatting tonight. Everybody was watching them, you as well, and yourself, Jay, hope you really well as well, mate.
Yeah, thanks. I'm great. I've had a very entertaining weekend. Should I say, Moz? Minimum, could I say, entertainment. It's been very eventful this weekend for me, actually. Fun, also. Obviously, the game on Saturday. Before, obviously, we get to the Celtic game, I want to say a massive, massive congratulations to Mr. Barry Bannon and Sheffield Wednesday for another great victory, another great performance, and they managed to stay in the English Championship. So they're going to have another season in the English Championship in there. So I just want to say a massive congrats to Baz and all the boys. And we never doubted you. We've been saying on here for a number of weeks now that obviously they were going to do it. And yeah, as I say, it's good to get that over. And Baz is away, obviously, in his holidays now as well. So to enjoy yourself. Well earned, I would say. But Alan, as Ryan says, a comprehensive victory indeed for Celtic. To be fair with you, mate, I don't think it comes any more comfortable than that. For me, they made Hearts look like wee boys. That's supposed to be the third best team in Scotland.
Aye, and we're coming into this vein of form at the most important part of the season, so it's obviously imperative that we continue this and kind of just finish the season off on a high. And be gone with that performance in the weekend. You can always see us kind of kicking on for that. That's what we've probably been asking for the whole season. We've seen that kind of bits and bobs, maybe 45 minutes at a time. You've seen that, but to put that kind of performance together for 90 minutes, that complete performance, that's what's impressive. And you see some of the better players kind of rising to the occasion, knowing that this is the business end of the season. You look at kind of, I thought Rio Atati was incredible. I think he was kind of overlooked because of the other good performances as well. Some of the passing range for Rio Atati was incredible. Matt O'Reilly stepping up to the plate massively. One of the best passes you'll ever see for the second goal. And I think kind of the wee man up front is kind of put it to bed about his quality and kind of who starts up front, because that is definitely shown there with two great finishes and how aware he is with everything going on about him. That's what makes him a very dangerous striker. So it was very impressive overall, and just fills you with confidence going into next week and the remainder of the season for me.
It does, mate, yeah. Very well put. Ryan, I've got to second what Alan's saying there, especially Kyogo, because I think he's been questioned, not so much on here, but he's certainly been questioned by sections of the fans and, you know, things that are happening, you know, is he fitting Brendan's system, all the kind of stuff we've been hearing. Yeah, as I say, it's Saturdays, Alan says there, mate, he just, it's as if a switch get flicked and he was back to his Henrik Kyogo, is what I would like to call him, because you know my feelings, mate. I've always said I think he's the best we've had since Henke. So for me, he was lethal at the weekend. And again, Ryan, it just shows you when quality steps up to the fort, mate, what can be achieved.
Yeah, also just touched as well with Baz as well. Fantastic performance at the weekend. Me and you watched the game, obviously before the Celtic game, and they were brilliant. And some of the football that Danny Rose starting to get them going now, and it's not really his team yet. He's still got his kind of team to build, really. He's got obviously the January, got a few to help him over the line, but some of the football was you could probably, if you looked at that game based on take away the league and just based on performances.
Yeah,
you would think Sheffield Wednesday were going for the playoffs or in the top 10 down near the bottom. So that just shows you, JP, that in football you can never say anything's done or anything's no done until it's done or it's finished, because to go from where they were to kind of when we went down in January when about to now, like you said, it's a massive difference, and you can kind of see when we went down, mate, you can see the difference in how he's got them playing and how the team are responding, and it's just I know, like Baz says previously on his media stuff, you don't really want to celebrate relegation, but the way it's happened, you've got to celebrate that, JP, because it's a monumentous effort for the full backroom staff, the players and everything. And that just shows you in football, anything can happen. You never doubt your team. You never doubt, obviously, your players. And obviously, sometimes this season, we're thought, like, are we going to do it? But like I says, obviously, the weekend I was on BBC with the guys. I did say it was maybe because there was maybe a smoke screen for the other side of the city, and we've seen that in photos, right? Maybe we were not as good as we are. But it was the opposite. We've just not been playing well. It's not really that we know they're not a better team than us, and I think any real football fan knows that. They know that, and it's not us making. That's no assumptions. I watched about open goal the day before I come on here, and even Cy Ferry was saying, he asked the panel, like, obviously the game is Saturday, and they're kind of fancying Celtic because Celtic have got match winners, and I think he said to Andy Halliday, but who would you say would step up? He went Dessers. He's like, I don't know. I mean, guys, their front three went, I don't know if we'll turn up and do well, but you know, like if you're Tati can score, O'Reilly, Kyogo. So I think that's the difference at the moment between us as well. Obviously, we're starting to get a bit better. So, but I'm massively well done to Baz, and now we can obviously go spend time with his family and have a holiday, mate. So, but yeah, on to the game, mate. The weekend, we Kyogo was brilliant, JP. If the moves that he was making and the team could find them regularly this season, the way that they did at the weekend, then I don't think we'll be anywhere near where we are at the moment. I think we've been miles clear, because some of the moves he makes, JP, at the early start of the season, we weren't finding him. He was getting frustrated, and you could see he was getting a wee bit annoyed, but he was still making runs. But I can only go for myself, a striker. If you don't get the ball eventually, you're going to stop making the run, because you're like, why make a run if I don't get it? So, but no, he's like, touching on what Alan says there, that the pass in Matt O'Reilly was amazing. It was see if that was Messi that does that, it'd be back page news. And then you've got the wee man's finish. That's just instinct. That's just top quality. And again, I agree with Alan as well. If you're talking about the two strikers, the wee man starts every day of the week. He's unbelievable. As much as sometimes he gets through a bit of form, you're thinking, right, maybe he does need a bit on the bench to maybe just tell him, look, I know you're the main man, but sometimes when you don't play well, you might need to go on the bench. Yeah. But then when you see games like Saturday, you're thinking, right, maybe I don't know anything. maybe we're too hasty sometimes to really say things, because it was brilliant, JP. And no, like I say, mate, the full team was brilliant. It was faster, it was flowing, it was just better. But I do want to give Hearts a bit of credit for the first 10 to 15 minutes. They did try and take the game to us. I think we expected it, because they don't do any other game, so we kind of did expect it. They tried to hustle and bustle us, and I don't know what you feel, mate, but the biggest thing and biggest compliment, shall I say, to the team, and it's something that I've been critical for a long, long time, and I hope it's going to change now into the European campaign, hopefully if we win the league, and then in the next season we battled, we were physical, we were strong, we were powerful, we won every ball, we wanted the ball, and some of this season we've not had that in stages of the game. So for me, JP, that was the biggest part I was impressed with, was the fighting and desire to go and win and go and score goals. And for me, I think like we spoke with it a long time on here, and Alan mentioned that, JP, your big players step up when it matters, and hopefully that'll continue on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. We comment for Plunge here. He says, JP, were you in your usual seating Saturday? I didn't see you, mate. No, mate, I actually wasn't at the game on Saturday, Plunge. My good lady had a show to go to, and she was going out at 4:30. So obviously we've got two young kids, mate, so I can't be at two places at once, so I wasn't there on Saturday. I will rectify that though this Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be there, and I have my pom-poms and my hat and everything else on, and I might not have a hat on right enough if it's roasting, but I'll maybe make allowances for a photo purpose for the podcast, boys. You know, it's one of the worst things you could probably see. Me and a bonnet.
I bet they'll see you starting April, on, I tell you that.
We've got a cheerleader outfit.
We've got a wee night out on Saturday night. I might even take it with me.
JP, let me speak. Don't call me a cheerleader.
That's no Peaky Blinders, mate. What you doing? No, listen, Alan, I think that was glaring on Saturday, as Ryan was saying there. Things were faster. I think that was a big help in the way we played. The tempo was faster. There wasn't a lot of touches taken of the ball. It was all kind of 1-2 touch football we were playing. And it was as if there was a clear message given from the manager to the players on how to approach the game and how to go about it. And the game plan was carried out to perfection. And like Ryan says, Hearts tried to press us, but we had the manpower to play through that and play around it and get past it. And obviously getting an early goal and then obviously following that up with another goal. And if it wasn't for Xander Clark, mate, you're probably looking at Hearts. That could have been a cricket score at the weekend.
I think Ryan's hit the nail on the head with the desire point, and I think the clear example of the hunger and desire is when Cal McGregor chases a way back to win that ball back. You can't ask for any more desire on that. So that kind of hunger, desire, that's just going to bear fruits at this important part of the season. But the early goal as well. You're looking at the second goal, it's a great goal, but Diogo's awareness to go onto that header, that's top notch. There's a lot of players, especially within Scotland, that are going to be able to be aware and see that ball coming. And for him to kind of intercept that and put that, direct that into the net, top notch for me. So it's coming together nicely at the most important stage of the season. And I've no doubt about it. If we can replicate that level of result,
I can't see me wearing that. I can't see me. Sign me up for that one. Can't see me wearing that, mate. Somehow, but hey ho.
Right, okay, we're setting up a donation night. Who's giving £5 for pink skirt on Saturday for JP?
10 off eaches. If we could replicate that performance, I think the result follows that in the weekend, and the remainder of the game's coming, because, as I say, that's probably the most impressed I've been with a complete performance over the 90 minutes for the whole season, I think. We've probably seen slightly better 45 minutes, but what I was impressed about was that we put that kind of performance for the whole game. Yeah. And for us to do that, that'll leave very little room for error or manoeuvre for the opposition. So if we can replicate that performance again, I see the 2 trophies that are available being at Celtic Park again.
Yeah, Ryan, you talk about the performance here, Alan, as well. Obviously, as Alan mentions that, Ryan, do you think it's down to fitness, mate? You know, Hattati's getting fit, McGregor's getting fitter, Carter Vickers is in his stride now. Do you think it's down to the fitness of these guys now, and obviously being able to prolong it now for 90 minutes?
I would say that counts, mate, because if you're fully fit, then you can play at your full potential. And if you're not fully fit and maybe playing through injuries, or if you're getting injections to help you through the pain, if you're taking tablets before to help you through it, or you haven't maybe no train during the week and then maybe train the Saturday, train the Friday and then play the Saturday. If you're not full pelt, then obviously it's going to hinder your performance, because you know during the week that you're not feeling yourself. So if these guys are fully fit, again, if there's any question about, again, we don't know how fit McGregor is. Right? He obviously looked really fit on Saturday. He looked a lot sharper, but we don't know if that's all fitness.
Mr. Kennedy's not joined us tonight yet, and he certainly doesn't look like a guy that's ready to retire anytime soon, that's for sure.
I think any rumours about him retiring, again, I don't listen to anything you see in WhatsApps and JP, because the amount of stuff you get on that, I can make up a rumour, mate, and it could go viral, we could audit it. So, but in terms of what we're saying there. McGregor, even though he might not be fully fit, or was it just adrenaline and will, like Ali says, will to win and desire, I need to make sure we win this game. I need to make sure. Maybe that's helped him on as well. But overall, JP, we did look like Alan and you just said there, mate. Quite a good point you made there. We did look fitter. The team did look more, I don't want to say together, but more in tune when they were playing. And if this is now the start of the football that we kind of expected under Rodgers, the fast football, the attacking prowess, then listen, like I said at the weekend, that then we've got stuff to look forward to at the end of the season and then leading into next season. If that's the way we're going to be playing and he can get the guys he wants in, then listen, sit back and be prepared to be entertained. Because that's the way that Rodgers plays his football. There's certain players in the team that he maybe he's only playing now because it's all he's got. But then when he gets his full team in the summer and gets his targets, and that's the football we're going to be playing, JP, then I think a lot of fans would maybe understand that, okay, right, we'll take the double this year, which is amazing. Some of the games, right, maybe no good, some of the frustrating during the season. But if we know that the plan is that this is going to be next season with a few additions and a bit more money spent, I think we'll be a bit more understanding, JP. But no, I agree with you, mate. I don't know how you feel on that, but yeah, that what Alan says for me was that's just fighting for McGregor. It doesn't matter how good you're on the ball. It doesn't matter how talented you are. You can't act on what he done. See that?
It was the speed of him as well, Ryan. It really surprised me. You know, you look at the week before up at Dundee, everybody's like, he's towing a caravan. You know, and then the speed of him to chase the lad back, win the ball, and then he slides in and wins the ball again.
That's not you use an individual to fight for your teammates, fight for yourself, and make sure you win the game. Obviously, the fans, but let's be fair. Right? See, during the game, but when you're playing, you're not thinking about playing for the fans. You're thinking about we need to win this game, and it's an individual thing. I need to chase my man. I need to go and get that. And listen, a few weeks ago, someone may have went, but that was boom. And for me, JP, that just shows you that these players are totally in with the manager. They're totally in to what we're trying to do here. And for me, JP, like Alan says there, that totally highlights the full performance. Callum doing that.
Yeah, I think that epitomises the way he is as a captain as well. And obviously, you talk about leading by example and setting examples and setting the tempo. You know, if he's doing that, and just say for talking's sake, off the back of that, Hatate was in the centre and he was only walking or he was jogging or he was, I think McGregor would have stood up and he would have gave him what for. So there was none of that at all. Even James Forrest, you look at how energetic James is now. You know, it looks as if he's been given a new lease of life. I don't know if he's been to Lourdes and visited Lourdes, no matter. Now he's all better now and he's no injuries and he's fit and ready to play every game. And
I need to tell you this because you mentioned that now. Have you watched Open Goal yet? No.
I've only seen a wee snippet of it. I've not seen it all. I've seen a bit with Charlie McGrew talking about playing golf.
Right, Charlie McGrew he says, Andy Hardy was talking about like, sometimes if you need the toilet during the night, instead of going to the kitchen and get water, you'll go to the tap and take some water, right? Charlie McGrew says, says one night after night out, he says, what done it? It was his mate's house, it was his house, right? He says that it was his granny or something like that, it was holy water for France or Lourdes or something, right? And it was up on his wall. It was lying there for 2 years, right? He says his mates in the bed or on the floor, whatever, right? Instead of going to the toilet during the night, he's just grabbed something. He's drank the holy water. And he says he's woke up the next day and he's like, why is that empty? He's like, I must have drank it.
Looks like purified his soul.
Oh, mate, I love all these stories, man. That's
brilliant,
man. Brilliant.
Superb. Alan, I think just obviously when you talk about Callum McGregor, right, as an example setter, there's no more so than James Forrest. He's another one I thought really shone like a beacon on Saturday, mate, and again led by example and a senior pro that he is.
No, I think I think Brendan's obviously watched the pod on Friday there. He's took a screenshot of some of the comments about Cal McGregor retiring. That's been pinned right up the dressing board, and that's where Callum's come out with like a bell with a sore head and put
I'm
that
only hoping
performance in.
Stephen
So it's all
Kennedy's
credit to
away
us.
seeing his GP now, and he's no, and that's how he's no here. I'm dying for him to come in with the comments.
It's all credit to us. We give them that fuel, that bit of hunger,
I'm
desire to go
Alan,
forward.
I'm telling you, we're bugged. Telling you, we're bugged.
I know. So, but
And James get some holy water there on sale if anybody wants it, folks.
With regards to James A. Forrest, the guy he's a living legend. He's somebody that kind of deserves. We talk too freely about players getting put into the kind of Hall of Fame and all that. Maybe more freely over the other side.
Dav, you're a Hall of Famer.
But you're looking at is that I don't know.
Right.
Is it right? Is that
Can you
15
calm down
years
a wee
in a row?
bit, please?
I know.
Oh, brilliant.
I think you've been drinking the
15.
Red Bull. You've been
I
drinking
think
the
he's
Red
been
Bull with
drinking
James A.
that
Forrest.
holy water.
She's got me on that Red Bull.
That's what's in that bottle.
I know. Is it about 15, 16 years he scored?
15 years in a row he's scored and he scored domestically for his eye.
So it's an incredible record, and it's something that you probably not see in a long, long time again, if ever. Because more likely now you see players that there's a handful of players that you see being like one club men. It's not very often you see that in modern day football. So players like James Forrest, they don't come along too often.
No.
But he's obviously kind of revitalised his whole level of form at present. He's not been seen much for the first half of the season, most of the season to be fair. But when Maida's been injured and other players have maybe been lacking that bit of form, he's come in exactly when he's been needed. And he's come in, he's delivered a level of performance that it's going to be impossible to kind of take him out of the team. And I think myself and you and Ryan spoke about it all the weekend, and when we're looking early upon next week, if Maida comes back into the team, it's impossible to drop James Forrest. So you'd be saying that probably Nicholas could be the one that be dropping out, and it'd be Forrest and Maida now. And I think that just speaks levels of how well James Forrest has done since he's come in the last few games. So it's an immense help to have that level of performance for the rest of the season. And it just shows how much we appreciate the wee man.
That is, because it's tremendous quality that he's gave us an injection with that was lacking. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we were all moaning about Yang and, you know, certain things happening. And like I says to you, I think Yang is a massive, massive reason as to why Maeda's recovered so well. Because he's seen him playing in the semi-final and he's thought to himself, I need to get fit. Even if I need to train one leg and his leg's about the size of Popeye's arm, just to be on that field. But you saw, again, Maeda came on at the weekend as well, and you seen the evasion he got the fans, Ryan. You know, and I was in the house, and I could hear it in the house. And it sounded really, really loud.
Tellies are loud, aren't they?
No, but mine wasn't Saturday for a wee while, aye. But obviously, but you could get a sense of how loud Celtic Park must have been. I mean, I saw something on the TV watching Celtic for a long time that I've not actually been at the game, witnessed myself. Celtic fans were doing a huddle. That's not been happening for a wee while. That's been a wee while since that happened at Celtic Park. So I think that tells a story of how the game was and how that must have felt in the stands. But again, mate, Maeda coming off the bench again. I think John Mulaney from MCM Framing, partner of the podcast, put it on earlier that Maeda's evasion, you know, he would have thought it was Henrik Larsson that was coming off the bench for us because of the way the fans were screaming. So I think it just shows you, mate, how important these guys are now becoming to this running, right?
You're right, I says, James Forrest splits opinions in terms of maybe his consistency levels of performance. But that's, again, I've been critical, but it's wingers, JP. Wingers can be inconsistent. That's just no on James Forrest. Abada was inconsistent as well, but the difference is James at this current time, forget about what he's done in the past and forget what he's been done here in the past. You need to look at the now and what he's done at the moment. It's adding quality to us. It's adding experience. It's adding know-how this time of the season. Like I says, Celtic have got this in their team. They've got guys who have won trebles, guys that have won league titles, guys that have played at the highest level internationally. I know Europe have not been great, but they've still got the experience of playing high-pressure games. Don't get me wrong, they're not close to City. Look at some players that go into the final in Europe. I get that, fair play to them, but they've not won anything. They've hardly won anything. We've won trophies in abundance. This club's built on winning. The squad's built on winning. James Forrest has been built for that since he was younger to now. So listen, we can all say about if we rate Forrest or no, or what we think about him. You can only talk right now what he's doing right now, and it's adding quality. And I totally agree with Aaron that Saturday, if I'm the manager and I'm picking a team, James Forrest has got to start. Because he'll be in cloud nine now. He'll be really, really flying and training, knowing what's just happened at the weekend. For me, it's one of the best performances, if not the best 90-minute performance or 80 minutes or so, how long he was on for. I've seen for James Forrest, he was so consistent.
The football monitoring board's actually just told me it's James's turn to watch this podcast and to see what's been said. So
no, don't, because you'll get a 3-year deal. You'll get a 3-year deal tomorrow. No, I'm only kidding. No, listen, James was brilliant at weekend, JP. And again, I probably say everybody did play well, but I probably say the only guy that I think will maybe need next season to go and show more is maybe Nicholas Kuhn. I think maybe this game at weekend, I think I'd rather go with experience of James Forrest. I personally feel the game at Ibrox the last time, not really Kuhn, but the inexperience killed us. So for obviously the third goal and other things. So I think James Forrest has got to be a shoe-in, JP, for Saturday. But again, I can understand if he's not, because if he's on the bench, then he's got that added quality. But Maeda is just, like I say, JP, he might not be Lionel Messi technically, but what he does, the pressing and everything else, that's something you can't teach that. That's just born in you to be a winner, to be a presser, to win and go high for your team. That's just built in you. That annoys me in football when some people don't do it, because I can only go for when I played. That's what I done. Press for the front, defend for the front. And when I see strikers not doing that, it really, really annoys me. But when they take a step back, now I know why they do it, because there's times, maybe because when I was younger, I was just a mad, crazy horse. It just chased headlights. When you take a step back, you were younger? Well, still that now, aye. But when you take a step back, there's times when to press, and then there's times when not to press. But Maeda, he just does it all the time because he's so fit and he can do it for 90 minutes. Some guys can't. Anybody who's played football or any sort of exercise, to do doggies like that, back and forth, it's hard. It's really hard to continually do it for a full game. So, no, listen, JP, I don't know what you and Alan feel, but
don't be saying that on here too much, mate. You'll get people excited. Talk about doggy.
I'll seize at 10:30 for that. No, listen,
Mr. Kennedy joins us this evening, right? Look at this, and he says McGregor at the weekend and his backtracking and forward play made me think he's a good step closer to being back to his old self and perfect timing going into this game on Saturday. Do you know what put me in mind of Stephen? Put me in mind of it. His backtracking on Saturday just reminded me how much a nice bottle of vodka I'm going to enjoy when you drop it after me, son. Because you were betting me on Friday night about a bottle of vodka that he was retiring at the end of the season. Now, you can delete your WhatsApp all you want, but we can go back to Friday's show if you wish, Mr. Kennedy. And we will dig up your comments and we will put it there for you to. If you want, mate, just stay at the end and I'll give you the address to drop it after. Right?
But I don't know what you feel, JP, and you and Alan feel about him, but I think Maeda's got to play Saturday because we all know a certain defender that just gets shivers down his back when he sees him. So I think if he plays, then we all seen at the weekend that I was right. The guy can't defend. We've seen it at the weekend again, and I think we'll see it again on Saturday. I don't think that's going to change. It's not going to change into Danny Alves within the space of a week. So I think we'll be interesting. As Brendan says, I think we'll be looking for some fun at the weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Jerry Burns comment, he says, JP, I'm not trying to be negative. We had 17 corners, but we didn't seem to win anything in the air. Well, Kyogo's goal came from a set piece, Jerry. It was phase 2 of that set piece. The corner came in, the ball got hit out. I thought he flicked it in and Kyogo scored the header. After that, I think it was Carter Vickers pulled a good save from Xander Clark. Yep. There was one with Scales as well at the back post where he kind of looked it as well. I think it was Shankland that had it out for a Celtic corner as well. So we did win a fair few, headers and knockdowns. But I get your point, Jerry. We don't seem to score enough goals from set pieces. Big lads like Cameron Carter Vickers and even Liam Scales. I mean, he's got a head like 50 pence at times, Big Scalesy, but he gets his head on the end of the ball quite a lot, And, 100%. It's, I agree. I don't think we score enough goals from set pieces, but Alan, we did have a few chances from set pieces at the weekend, didn't we?
Probably an area we could kind of polish up a bit on.
Yeah, 100%. Well. Yep.
But it's not as dreadful as some of the teams. But Ryan saying and yourself about fitness, it's kind of paramount at this end of the season as well, and that's shown in volume, especially the weekend.
Yep.
And you'd like to follow that on, and what Ryan's saying about a certain gentleman on the other side of the city that's going to have nightmares because we're doing proper training and he's kicking about with Dr. Evil playing Chappie and two-man hunt or something. So we need to keep the levels up to the paramount level that's needed, the fitness, and you can't keep a hold of him. But Dice and my dad, I don't think we know where he gets the energy from. So Duracell Bunny, he's just constant, and he
apparently he goes to Tesco at St. Rollox, mate, and uses his big plugs and plugs his cell in at night. Just stands there at 5:30 every morning. Just stands there like to 5:30 every morning, man.
Next to the Subway.
I seen Con.
That's my big Con and that big Con. What do you feed him, right? Did they pass him out with sandwiches and that and again?
Gives him a lift down.
Gives him a backy on his Just Eat bike.
Red Bulls gives you wings, man. He's flying down there. It's obviously massive for us to have Dyson Maida back. The amount of work that he puts into the team, the ethic, the performances that he puts out, even his technique isn't the best in the world, not even by far the best in their side, but the work ethic and the amount that he puts out is massive for our team and imperative for us kind of winning trophies. So it's brilliant to have him back, and it's probably the first time in the team sheet where we're all being honest with ourselves. One of them anyway.
100%. He doesn't work out two men, Alan, as well. That's the thing as well. He doesn't work out like two guys. He's I've never seen a guy sprint to a man, full pelt, not change direction, and then re-sprint to another guy. Just not even having to do anything in his body, just repeating the sprint. But you can do it to like 3 people.
Aye. We've got about 10 years younger now with that hair or not, so maybe that's some last of youth in it.
Yeah, definitely.
He's definitely going to start the weekend, and I think the only question is who starts at the other position. But I'm sure we'll get into that further on in the week. But it's very impressive to see him back, and it's a massively important player to have back in my team because he's got that something extra that I would say nobody else in their team's got, that bit of energy that can be really threatening towards opposition.
Yeah, mate, 100%. I think as Ryan touched on there, he puts the fear of God into a Hall of Famer right back. A guy who can't keep Waynes out of close. And as Ryan says, he couldn't defend for Toffee. Ryan was on BBC and he was actually speaking about Tavernier. And I was disappointed with him because I was wanting him to say when I get a game of Kirby was just something different, you know, just to mix it up a wee bit with the lads. Obviously, Ryan chose his words carefully and just says, I think we can all agree that Tav can't defend. But I think we can all agree that he's absolutely woeful at defending right now. I'm just going to say it. And you saw that at Ibrox when Maeda was standing outside the Asda, Tory Glennon still caught him and took the ball off him. And I know you're laughing, Ryan, but he did, mate. Look at the start he gave him. And he scored off the back of that. So, obviously, I think they're going to be missing a few people at the weekend now as well. You look at all of a sudden he's became their version of Van Dijk, Mr. Balogun. He's now got a back problem. And
Kerry and Suter.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, Kerry and John Suter, he put his back out. But obviously, there's been a wee bit of feistiness from today, boys, and their manager has come out and he's after his interview after the game yesterday, he's come out swinging the boxing gloves on and everything, looking for Brendan. And if anybody doesn't know or hasn't heard the clip that Brendan seems to have annoyed Big Clemmy with, now, this is what Brendan, bearing in mind, he's been called disrespectful for this. This is a guy who walked down the tunnel and didn't shake the Ross County manager's hand, and he's calling other people disrespectful. But this is what Brendan says that irritated this man so much.
80% of it now is mental. Physically, in the main, they're in a good place, really good place. This stage of the season, it's all mentality. And mentally, you can see we're in a really good place. So, but take nothing for granted. Keep our composure. Got a lot of work to do in the week. Get our plan ready, and then next Saturday we're gonna have a bit of fun then.
Now, Ryan, the big Belgian waffle that he is, decided to come out and say that they're also going to have fun. I don't know where he thinks they're going to have fun. I really don't, because unless they're going to be nipping into the Vidja fully come and buy scratch cards or something like that and do what they're doing and, you know, scratch it off, see who's got a winner, play games of Switch, play games of Snap. I don't know what kind of fun they're going to have. They're coming to Celtic Park against a team they've no managed to beat all season. They've not got any of their fans. Place is going to be bouncing. Atmosphere's going to be absolutely electric. Because let's face it, boys, if Celtic won the game, the league's probably just about finished. If they won the game. So there's only 2 games left to go. Now, this is a guy who walked around the pitch at Ibrox the last game. They needed a worldie, by the way, to salvage a draw. But let alone, they acted like they won a trophy. And they did. They won the Moral Victory Cup. So they went round the pitch and they clapped their fans. And this is a fan base, by the way, at half-time in that game, were singing boo at them as well. So I don't know where he thinks Brendan's disrespectful there. We all know what Brendan means by what he says. I know it's a bit funny, but for me, Ryan, Brendan's been absolutely amazing with the way he's worded that there. Because now, the big Belgian waffle, as I call him, he is now rattled. And Brendan is in his head. And see, when you get to that stage, it's hard to come back for it. It really, really is, because Brendan's really, really annoyed him, mate. He's got under his skin and you can see it.
We've seen it when we beat him at Celtic Park after the game. He's normally quite cool, calm, collected and reassuring. But after that game, some of his interviews, it looked like he cracked a wee bit under the pressure. Because that's when he knows, right, okay, now I've lost one of the big games. Right, now I know what it feels like to... Because it was all rosy for him. Oh, he's beat this, he's done this, he's come in, he's done well. Listen, credit me again, it's due. He came in, won them games, and he done well. Listen, we can all be having banter and whatever else, but he came in and done what he did today, which was get him be assured a bit and go and win games. And they started doing that. And then he came to Celtic Park, obviously get beat, and then his interviews after that, that's not a manager. It was like you would expect to go in one day and go, right, okay, let's sort this. He was like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to say. This and that, and that. It just looked like a guy that was a bit, a bit under pressure. We all know what Rodgers says. He's meaning having a bit of fun, i.e., it'll be a good atmosphere, we're in a good place to go and get the 3 points, and the fans will be buzzing, the players will be looking forward to it, I'm looking forward to it. He's not saying that in any disrespectful manner. He's doing it in a way where he's playing a bit of mind games as well. Listen, he's been this rodeo, not just with Celtic, but with Liverpool and Swansea, and he's coached at Chelsea, he's coached at all these big clubs, and he's won titles, he's won leagues, he's won cups. He knows Watford as well. He knows what to say. These guys aren't. He's not a stupid guy. He's very intelligent with his words, and he knows what he's saying. And somebody showed him a bit of that, and he's went, "All right, okay. I want to put something back," and he's come back fighting. But he's he's went about it the wrong way, in my opinion. He's shown a bit of like it. Listen, Clement's no an unexperienced manager. He's experienced. He's managed like Monaco, and he's been about the block. It's not like he's just an unexperienced manager. And for a guy like that, to come out and react like that, it's a wee bit. Just accept it and just go, all right, okay, that's cool. We'll see you Saturday. Just you don't need to react. You don't need a point score. Just take it. He's saying it's disrespectful coming for a guy that walked down the tunnel at Ross County. And then it was probably have to be told, listen, you better go and shake his on. I sometimes like to go down the tunnel and reflect on my team talk. Don't honestly, just don't give bullshit. You've been down the tunnel because you couldn't handle the defeat. You knew that it was a pressure game you had to win, and somebody obviously told you must have remembered, I better go and shake his on, because it was so. It's so disrespectful. We all know what Brendan done. He's tried to obviously put the right words in before the game on Saturday and get it built up. He's been here and done it. He knows what it means to be in this fixture. And it's one out of Brendan, in my opinion, mate.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, Alan, I thought he would have been in more better spirits when his team won the game. And obviously, there was breaking news at Ibrox yesterday as obviously Gordon Ramsay's added to his menu. I mean, obviously, they brought these out. So, like I said, it's kind of, it's obviously, you know.
Oh, man.
I thought he would have been in better spirits after the game, mate. I really did.
No, I think he must have been charged too much. I think they'll get a bit of fun after Saturday, so he must have organised a wee field trip to Hogwarts and a wee game of Quidditch or something. So, aye. Right, aye.
Yeah, the Hogwarts, that's a good, you know.
Aye, so, but Brendan's been here and done it. As Ryan says as well. As Ryan says as well, you would expect this guy to have more experience, and in all seriousness, and you make sure that you have the last laugh. And coming out before that and kind of responding to these kind of off the cuff comments, and you would probably see Brendan just that kind of water off a duck's back and just kind of brush the kind of comments off. If that was on the opposite side.
Yeah. No, that's 100%.
These kind of games happen before kind of Celtic Rangers games. Any derbies across the world, you see these kind of games happening, the main games. So We just need to make sure we're on it so we don't go daft. We don't go daft on Monday.
Yeah, Ryan, obviously, like I said, this isn't Brendan's first rodeo. He's been here before, and like we says, mate, this isn't obviously the last time we're going to see it last for Brendan. So if this is how easy he's getting annoyed now, he's in for a long journey.
Aye, I would say so, mate. But
Thanks,
listen,
cheers, mate. Thank you.
I know we can all have a laugh and a joke about his
Still better
comments,
come
but
across with a vodka.
aye,
Definitely. It's no one of the Asda's in, mate. You're up,
aye. Obviously, all banter aside, it just means that the weekend, that if we then go and win it, obviously backs up the comments for Rodgers. But I think he's obviously been in very happy mood, obviously after the Hearts result, and he's thought, right, that's that done. Let's look forward to the weekend. And he's put a wee fly comment like that. And listen, we all know where it's meant to be, and obviously somebody showed him it, and he's obviously Clement's said what he said. So, but listen, that'll just drag it on now. It'll just be in Tuesday tomorrow, and then the build up will get big. And it's always the same with these games. You've always got it in your mind as much as you want to think about the next game. It's always in your mind. It's like even as soon as the game's done on Saturday, you'll be thinking about, okay, we've still got 2 games to go in the league, but the 25th's coming up against them in the final. So you've always got, us as fans, we've always got an eye on it. I know the players won't, but we've always got a wee eye on, right, okay, right, hopefully you get the 2 games out of the way and go in the league, and then we'll go and get the cup. So you've always think ahead, but I do think that if we, I do believe that whoever wins the game on Saturday, hopefully it's us, but whoever wins the game on Saturday will win the Scottish Cup, because I think they'll have all the momentum. And I think if we just focus on us, if we win on Saturday, I think we'll probably go to Killie and Durham. I think we'll go to Celtic Park against. I think we'll just win every game comfortably for the rest of the season, because you'll have all that momentum and all the buzz for the game, and you'll just go, right, that's us. Let's just kick on now, go and get a double. Yeah. But if you draw the game, or which we don't want to talk about, if you do lose a game, unfortunately, disastrously, then right, okay, right, we need to take a step back, stock up, 2 games to go, all in, let's go. So the game is Saturday, JP will shake up the mood for the rest of the season, I would say, and how we're going to it. So, but no, listen, if we win a Saturday, JP, I think he'll. Let's just say I want to be in that dressing room for us, City, because I don't know. I think you'll see in the summer how it'll be in terms of his reaction and how he's going to take the mantle, mate, because it was all rosy when he came in here. And Brendan and maybe some of us have been a bit critical of the manager, or maybe the team, and maybe there's been a bit of a to and fro between us about being not happy about certain things. But Brendan's, the way he's I must admit, as much as we maybe gave the squad a wee bit of we're doing about this game today, and is he good enough? Have we done this? The manager handles the media so well. No matter the situation, if we lose a game or we draw, or if we get beat in Europe, his pressers are really good, and a lot of fans. I don't know if you notice it yourself, JP, but a lot of fans are. He's brilliant with the media. He just, as much as some fans don't like him or they don't like him back here, he says something. It's still game. He's got me back in again. That's what some of the fans are like. He's got me back in again, and it's box office, Brendan. And for me, JP is in this current situation. I know we've had Ange, right? And Ange would have been good in this situation as well. But right now, with Rodgers, you wouldn't ask for anybody better, and with the mindset that he's got to go and take the mantle. But like I say, we can all praise and say we hope we win and stuff like that. But you just need to go now and start and do the business. I know we'll speak about it during the week, but it's a massive game, mate. So, but I do agree with you, mate. If we win that game, I think you might crack, mate, and I think you'll see the crack kind of starting to dwindle down.
There'll be more cracks in them when Humpty Dumpty hitting the deck half a war. There really will. And the King's horses and men will not be able to come and save them. But the thing about that, you're saying about Brendan, there was no doubt in my mind. The first name, what did I say to you as soon as Ange announced he was going, and I says, right, the next Celtic manager needs to be who?
We spoke about it on here. He was a standout candidate. Standout.
Of course it was. Mm-hmm. That's the guy who, not only did it make sense, Alan, but for me, it was a no-brainer. You know, like we've just said, I've been saying it all season. See the predicaments we've been in this season in terms of we've dropped points, we've done this, we've done that. See, under another manager, Alan, in my opinion, mate, I think the wheels could have came off the bus and we might not have been in with a shout at winning the double, let alone a league trophy or a cup or anything else. So for me, I think, let's say, as a manager, also at this key time of the season, has also shown why he's quality.
There's no doubt about it. When you looked at the kind of shortlist of candidates or managers that we were looking at, seemingly, Brendan was kind of way beyond the top of that list.
Yeah.
You're looking at it, it's probably only because of the association that he's got as a fan, seemingly, and as a past manager that we're able to attract a manager of that calibre and that level.
Yep.
Out with that, we'd be struggling. We know what size the league is that we're in. We know we struggle to kind of attract anybody at that level. So we should be lucky that we're able to kind of Brendan's get that attachment to the club, that we're able to attract him back. Obviously, it's not been smooth. It's not been smooth running it a few times in the season, but I wouldn't be placing that blame upon Brendan. Obviously, there's other contributing factors towards that, and I'm hoping it's been rectified with obviously the recruitment team as well. So you be looking at next season when we get another shot at bringing in kind of a few new players, whatever that may be, that we get it right, because I would still be saying that Brendan's a top elite manager, and he'll continue to do a fantastic job as long as he's going to be at the helm at Celtic.
I think, Alan, see before JP goes back in, I think with Brendan, next season, it's if you win the league or you don't, no matter what happens, he needs to be backed. He needs to get who he wants, because I do feel, JP, like Alan says, if he gets who he wants, because you look at the majority of his bigger signings at Celtic that he's had to say so in, they've worked. And that's no a acquaintance that paying a bit more money for somebody a bit quality gets you who he wants and gets you the quality. We've seen it with Sinclair and then Cham. All these guys have been massive for Celtic. So I think Alan's right there, JP. The manager can only manage what he's got to a certain degree, and then eventually he's got to go, right, listen, for you to get the best out of me, I need this, then I'll give you this. And I think the summer, JP, I think that's massive. If he gets a decent bit of kitty to go and get the quality he wants, if you win the league, JP, and obviously we all know what's at the end of the league for this season, Celtic should be going, right, let's go. Power on, man. Don't look back. You need to power on. And especially, like Alan says, JP, with a manager at this level, you need to move forward every so often. You need to move forward, because if we don't, then that's when he might go, well, listen, I've gave you this. This is what I want now. So I agree with Alan, JP, that, and you said it and all there. We spoke about one here that he was a standout. I think if anybody go watch your back, look at some of them. It was get him in the door. He'll get his this. He'll make his better in Europe. He'll get, maybe Europe wasn't great, but I get, with hindsight, we all thought it would have been different because we all get told in the summer. I think, JP, I don't know what you feel, mate, but I think the full smokes of the full season is the reason why we were a wee bit frustrated and a wee bit this. It is because what we get told in the summer, but we're going to get all this, and the players were linked to. But listen, I think that's the reason why we've all a wee bit thing. But overall, mate, I agree with Alan that the guy's an elite manager, and we just need to let him do his stuff. And maybe sometimes us as fans, maybe we need to be a bit, take a step back sometimes. But I do agree with Alan that the guy he's top, and the rest of the season, I think we'll see that as well.
Yeah, listen, in terms of Brendan, I've never doubted the man at all. A lot of fans have probably still never forgiven him for, what happened in the end of his first spell and the way he left us and stuff like that. But listen, he's come back. I mean, just what Alan says there as well, Ryan. Not only to get him once, but to get him twice is just farcical. It's just unbelievable in how it works. But yeah, listen, I totally agree. I think we we need to back him as best we can. But the job he's doing to develop players as well cannot be overlooked either. You know, the belief he's given people. And you've seen it now with even guys like James Forrest. You know, he's challenged him to get himself fit and fit enough to play every single game. Now, James has said he's been fit since about September. But that's been a challenge. He put a similar challenge to Mikey Johnson. He told us that himself. Get yourself fit so that you're available to play when you're required to play. The way Brendan wants the team to go is he wants the same level of quality, if not better, coming off the bench for a few positions. So I can only see Celtic progressing next season in a positive way. And obviously we'll touch on that as we go, mate. You know, but for me, Brendan's showing all the qualities that, you know, people are surprised. I've seen Celtic fans say, wow, it's, you know, Brendan saying this and saying that. He's maybe showed a different side to himself this season in terms of more his personality. Because I thought the last time he was here, he was a bit more reserved. This season, he's come out swinging and fighting for Celtic and fighting Celtic's corner on a lot of things, you know, calling referees incompetent, this and that. And last time he never done that. But now there's a technology there that needs to be questioned because of the guys that are operating it. Stevie Wonder could probably do a better job. But that's a different story. But in terms of Brendan, no, absolute quality. Top. For me, he's an elite manager. And that's what we're seeing. Like I says, lads, we wouldn't be in a position we're in just now. And folks that are watching us, in my opinion. And if we had a lesser type manager, someone like Ronnie Delia, for example, someone who maybe doesn't have that know-how, even with basic players, squad players, to get games over the line and roll your sleeves up and fight and all the things that we've had to see this season. For me, that doesn't happen without Brendan. Massive for us, folks. But obviously that comes to the end of tonight, folks. Before we finish up, I've got a wee announcement for everyone. So I did say this on Friday that we would be putting out a bit of news for the podcast. And it is obviously about what we're doing. So you'll probably notice on your running bar now that we are running another bonus ball, folks. And the bonus ball is £2 entry for a 1 in 3 chances. So we're going to do 3 draws. We've got 3 different prize sets to give away. And we're going to do 3 different draws for that as well. So it's £2 per ball if you want to enter. And you could bid me a chance of winning 1 in 3 different prizes. Now, the prizes, the top prize is at the top of this photo. So the top prize is a replica of the treble winning medals from Celtic. The second prize, as you can see in the bottom left-hand side of the screen, is a replica of a medal from the Europa League game versus Bayern Munich on the 30th of September 2021.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Sorry, Bayer Leverkusen. What did I say? Bayern Munich?
Munich.
I meant to say Bayer Leverkusen. That'd have been worth more than all if it was this season. They're on a right good run this season, Bayer Leverkusen. And then the third prize that we're giving away is a wee set you can see there. A brand new Celtic hat, Celtic 2024 book, and a water bottle. I think there's a couple of badges as well, so we'll have a look. And sorry the badges aren't in the photo, but they'll be chucked in there as well, Celtic badges. So those are the 3 prizes, folks. If you want to enter, all you've got to do is send your money over to our PayPal, which is this, ryanclifford9@aol.co.uk. That's all you got to do. Now, the last time at the beginning, folk were picking numbers. We're not doing that. So you'll be allocated numbers this time. Just makes it easier when I'm writing them down so that I'm not having to go back and forth and tell people, no, that number's away, that number's gone, that number's available, that number. I'll not be doing that. We will put updates every 2 days on social media, and obviously if we're live on here on that night. And then we will do the live draw once all the numbers are taken on the podcast. So whenever the numbers are done, we will then do the live draw in the next available podcast. So it's £2 entry, folks, for a 1 in 3 chance of winning these fantastic prizes. So I'll leave that up till we finish, but I will take that photo away so you can see our lovely faces again. And lads, I've got to say, those prizes were kindly donated by our lovely partner from MCM Framing, Mr. John Mullaney. And I've got to say, some really good prizes here.
Yep, definitely. Especially if, like you say, JP, it's for the fans as well. So it was similar to the last one with Chris Sutton. If you do want a ball, just let us know. We will announce it on social media tomorrow morning. It's just for the guys who are watching at the moment. We will announce it tomorrow for the rest of the social media, Twitter and TikTok and Facebook. So yeah, just if you want a number, just even let us know. Send in any of the social medias, or you can just write under the community section.
Yes, it's 1 to 100.
Yeah,
so numbers 1 to 100 again. Yeah, Ange.
Or you can just write it in underneath this video once it's done live. So, or you can just message anyone else on social media. So, yeah, Ange 1 to 100, and hopefully we'll get it done for you very, very soon.
It's not on social media because I've just announced it tonight, so it's not been put on social media yet. So yeah, as I said, it's numbers one.
Numbers one. I won Matthew the Duck.
Matthew the Duck.
Are you cool, Doug? Or real Doug?
Aye. Why don't you clap your hands that jumps into water? Brian McGarry, I hope your mate is banned, JP. You mean my mate Adi that won the last one? Yeah, he's listen, this is a free for all, mate. So it's first come, first serve with the numbers as well. Can he but he's got a 1 in 3 chance if he wants to take part, as anybody has. So like I said, folks, the Ryan Clifford 9 at AOL.co.uk is the PayPal if you want to pay your money.
If you do send me any money for us, just reference who you are, and just so I know who it is.
Yeah.
And then I can send it to JP and we can mark it down.
Yeah, don't just send money and not tell us who you are, because then we don't know who we're writing down.
That's a different PayPal account, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
but if you want to donate any money to Half 10 show, I don't mind that. I don't mind that either.
Stay on the social media, Ryan. I'll get you contact details for that at the end.
Just vote Half 10 show only fans.
Aye.
But I hope everyone.
Aye.
I hope everyone has had a good Monday. And we'll be back later on in the week, folks. Obviously, we'll keep you updated when that's going to be. Yeah, I've been pretty busy, so I've not been able to organise what's happening this week, lads. So we will keep everybody updated, and hopefully we'll not keep you waiting too long, and then we'll be back on to have a chat with you again. So, but from now, enjoy the rest of your week. Whatever you're up to. Hail, hail. Take care, and we will see you soon. Cheers.
Don't you think that they need the Champions League's money here?
I think so. I think they need that.